Inflation, the sustained rise in prices over time, is like an invisible monster in our economies, slowly tightening its grip on our wallets. But behold, a more terrifying creature awaits: hyperinflation. Imagine prices skyrocketing at an alarming pace, turning bread into a luxury. Inflation erodes savings, but hyperinflation brings chaos, crushing businesses, jobs, and lives. But what causes inflation in the first place? The twisted machinations of economic forces, the delicate balance of supply and demand, and the dream of economic prosperity at all costs. From economic mismanagement to political turmoil, these nations face formidable challenges in combating inflation and restoring stability. Number 10, Ethiopia, 33%. Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous country, struggles with high inflation driven by weak domestic market supply and a declining local currency. The constraints on agricultural production and the impact of global events such as the COVID-19 pandemic and recent droughts further exacerbate the situation. Unfortunately, wages fail to keep pace with the rising cost of living, leaving many Ethiopians struggling to make ends meet. Number 9, Iran, 35.2%. Iran grapples with inflationary pressures intensified by U.S. sanctions. The removal of a food import subsidy aimed at saving billions of dollars annually has resulted in soaring food prices, affecting essential items like bread, dairy, and meat. Despite increasing oil exports, Iran's economic conditions continue to worsen, with the national currency experiencing record lows. Number 8, Turkey, 36.1%. Turkey's high inflation rates stem from a combination of factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Since 2013, the country has witnessed a steady decline in its currency's value, leading to more expensive imports. As most goods are imported, the weaker currency contributes to higher prices. With salaries struggling to keep up, the inflation rate remains a cause for concern. Number 7, Argentina, 51.2%. Argentina, Latin America's third-largest economy, faces a political crisis, price hikes, and the absence of a viable economic plan. The country has been plagued by runaway inflation, reaching its highest level in 3 decades in 2022. The lack of effective measures to tackle the issue adds to the growing economic challenges faced by Argentinians. Number 6, Zimbabwe, 60.7%. Zimbabwe's economic troubles manifest in rampant inflation caused by a range of economic problems. Experts argue that the country's monetary expansion fails to support economic growth. When an economy has more money than goods and services to spend it on, prices skyrocket while purchasing power diminishes. The high cost of living has triggered strikes among government employees, teachers, and healthcare workers, demanding higher wages to cope with rising expenses. Number 5, Suriname, 63.3%. Suriname, once enjoying a period of strong growth, now faces economic challenges requiring greater economic freedom and aid to combat inflation. The country's repressed economy struggles to address inflationary pressures effectively, necessitating external assistance to improve the inflation rate. Number 4, Syria, 139%. After more than a decade of civil war, Syria's economy has plummeted to its lowest point. The country battles with severe fuel shortages, leading to long queues and increased prices for gasoline and diesel. Escalating costs of food and essentials have plunged many into darkness and scarcity. Economic turmoil has fueled protests, some of which have turned violent. With wages failing to meet the cost of living, multiple jobs and reliance on humanitarian aid have become necessary for survival. Number 3, Lebanon, 201%. Lebanon's economy collapsed following a default on significant Eurobond payments. Rising costs in healthcare, water, energy, fuel, and other essential services have plunged the country into an economic crisis. The World Bank describes Lebanon's financial condition as one of the worst in modern history, emphasizing the urgent need for comprehensive reforms and a new government with effective leadership. Number 2, Sudan, 340%. Sudan's rising inflation rate triggered protests and eventually led to the removal of President Omar al-Bashir in 2019. Years of mismanagement have plagued the country's efforts to address the inflationary crisis. Recent years have witnessed soaring inflation, driven by the high cost of food and a thriving black market for US dollars, posing significant challenges to Sudan's economic recovery. Number 1, Venezuela, 1,198%. Venezuela's economy, once among South America's strongest, suffered greatly due to its heavy reliance on oil exports. Plummeting oil prices in 2016 left the economy unable to fully recover. The nation struggles with hyperinflation, where prices change so rapidly that customers must consult employees to determine the cost of items. Hyperinflation occurs when governments overspend and excessively print money to cover expenses, further exacerbating the economic turmoil faced by Venezuelans. These countries exemplify the diverse factors and circumstances that contribute to high inflation rates. From political crises and mismanagement to economic collapse and external pressures, addressing inflationary challenges requires comprehensive reforms, effective leadership, and international support to stabilize economies and alleviate the burdens faced by citizens.